Verochka, open the door, it's your relatives, a voice called out. Dara recognized it immediately. Aunt Zina. What are you doing here? Dara asked as she opened the door. We came to find work, Aunt Zina said, stepping inside. You know how things are back in our small town, jobs are getting worse and worse. So Petya and I decided to try our luck in Moscow and earn some money, maybe even help our daughter. And where are you going to stay in Moscow? Rent is expensive, Vera asked. We'll stay with you for now, they said matter-of-factly. We'll figure something out later. We're family after all. The whole extended family seemed to agree on that. Dara lived like she was in a fairy tale, alone in a spacious 3-bedroom apartment in a good neighborhood, close to the metro. Everyone said she was lucky, like she was rolling in butter. Their relatives believed that Vera had struck gold when she inherited the apartment from a distant great-aunt. Now, they thought, they had a place in Moscow to stay whenever they wanted, maybe even live there for as long as they needed. 7 years earlier, Vera had moved to Moscow to study medicine. Since childhood, she had dreamed of becoming a doctor and saving lives. She got into medical school, lived in a dorm like most students from out of town, surviving on a small scholarship and money her parents sent her. One day, her mother called. Dalanishka wants you to come visit her, she said. I'll text you the address. Mom, I only saw her once when I was 3. Why would she suddenly need me? You're right, she's never been close to anyone. Her personality is difficult. But she's old now. Maybe she needs something. She won't ask directly. You should still go. She is your great-aunt after all. So on Sunday, Vera bought some fruit and sweets and went to the address her mother sent. The building surprised her, it was an old Stalin-era apartment block in the city center. Beautiful architecture, decorative molding on the facade. I never would have guessed Aunt Galina lived somewhere like this, Vera thought. She hesitated at the entrance for a few minutes, then finally pressed the buzzer. I'm Vera, she said when the door opened. I know who you are. Come in. Take your shoes off right here, don't bring dirt in. Leave the fruit in the hallway, came a sharp voice. In a wheelchair sat Galina, once a strong, heavy woman, now thin, worn down by age and illness. Vera barely recognized her, she had only seen her a couple times as a child. Go to the kitchen, Galina ordered. Put the kettle on. Vera obeyed, still quietly amazed by the apartment, high ceilings, huge windows, expensive space everywhere. You're studying medicine, I hear, Galina said suddenly. Yes, I'm in my 2nd year. It'll be a while before I become a doctor. That doesn't matter, Galina interrupted. Move in with me. You can help me and live here for free. Better than that dorm you're in. She explained she had lost part of her foot due to diabetes and could no longer take care of herself. She didn't like strangers, and the social workers kept quitting. Everyone annoyed her. But when she found out Vera was studying medicine, she decided to call her. Vera felt a strange mix of pity and concern. After a pause, she agreed. A few days later, she moved in. At first, living together was difficult. Not like a dorm here, young lady, Galina would snap. Don't leave things out. Wash your cup immediately. Wipe it dry. Put it away properly. Nothing was ever right, shelves uneven, tea too weak, porridge overcooked, dust in places Vera had already cleaned. Every evening, Galina would inspect the apartment, sometimes running a handkerchief over furniture to check for dust. She often complained about her health but refused to take medicine properly. And even when she did, she made Vera show her the packaging, suspicious she might be poisoned. Still, Vera stayed patient. She reminded herself that most of her future patients would be elderly people like this. It was practice, learning not to take complaints personally. She handled all the housework, fixed whatever Galina criticized, and responded to every sharp remark with calm politeness. Slowly, things began to change. One evening over tea, Galina said quietly, I wanted to be a doctor too once. Vera looked up, surprised. but I never got the chance. Different times, my parents made me learn sewing and sent me to a factory. Said doctors don't earn enough. She sighed. Then I got married. I thought I was safe with Ivan, like behind a stone wall. We had a good life, but no children. When he died, everyone around me showed their true colors. They only cared about money. That's why I threw them all out, she added sharply. All those parasites. I don't let anyone in anymore. Dara listened closely, seeing the loneliness behind the harshness for the first time. And slowly, something between them began to shift. She used to read her lecture notes out loud while preparing for exams because her great-aunt was genuinely fascinated by anything related to medicine. It gave the old woman a chance to feel connected to a world she had never been part of. In the evenings, they would sit together and laugh at stories from medical students that Vera would retell. That's how they spent long, cold winter nights, tea, laughter, and quiet companionship. Dara started noticing real changes in her great-aunt. The constant bitterness faded. The complaints became less frequent. Galina even began talking more, like she actually wanted company instead of pushing everyone away. Dara learned more about her life, how she once dreamed of becoming a doctor, how circumstances forced her into factory work instead, how she married a man named Ivan and once felt safe and protected. She even started regretting not knowing her as a child. One day, Galina placed a folder of documents on the table. I want to leave you my apartment, she said calmly. I didn't finish the paperwork while you were at university, but it's time now. Dara almost choked on her tea. What? No, why would you do that? There's no rush. Don't be foolish. Everyone wants property, Galina said sharply. Just take it. She pushed the papers toward Vera and insisted she keep them with her documents. Then she started giving advice, how to protect herself from greedy relatives, how to set boundaries, how not to let people take advantage. You'll live in your own home, not like in that dorm, she said. Because if you don't learn to say no, everyone will sit on your neck. That night, something in Galina's behavior changed. It was as if she knew she wouldn't see Vera again. She passed away in her sleep that same night. Dara took care of everything, arranged the funeral, notified relatives, handled the paperwork. Following what Galina had told her before she died, she also found out where she had kept money for emergencies. And just as expected, almost no relatives showed up. No help. No support. Just silence. Later, when Vera officially inherited everything, the phone started ringing nonstop. Verochka, can we come visit Moscow for the summer? We just want to stay a little while. Let the kids see the city. Everyone suddenly remembered she existed. They assumed Vera would agree. She was young, kind, easygoing, nothing like the strict, cold great-aunt who had lived there before her. But Vera had learned something. Just like her great-aunt taught her. No, she said firmly on the phone. You can't stay with me. That's final. No explanations. No negotiations. Then one day, Aunt Zenaida showed up anyway, with her husband, thinking that showing up uninvited would make refusal impossible. Dara greeted them calmly at the door. Of course you can stay, she said with a polite smile. Come in, you must be tired from the trip. They relaxed immediately. See, Zena, I told you Vera wouldn't refuse, the husband said. The next morning, Dara woke them up at 6 a.m. I usually wake up early for university, she said. Let's have breakfast. She served tea and simple food, then casually began talking about her financial situation. I've been overwhelmed since inheriting the apartment, she sighed. Huge utility bills. Debts. They might even cut off electricity and water soon. Her aunt's eyes widened. You haven't been paying? Well, I'm just a student, Vera said. My scholarship barely covers food. Honestly, I was struggling. I'm so glad you're here. Maybe you can help me catch up on bills and groceries? The mood shifted immediately. By the evening, Vera had created a long list of urgent needs: food, furniture, cleaning supplies, even money for bills. "I'll go to university now," she said sweetly. "We'll settle everything when I get back." All day, Vera thought about her great-aunt's words. About boundaries. About people who only come when they need something. When she returned home that evening, her relatives were already packed. Suitcases by the door. Fully dressed. Ready to leave. "We're really sorry, Vera," Aunt Zena said quickly. "Something urgent came up, we have to go." Vera acted surprised. "Oh no, but what about the bills? And the plumbing?" "That's not very responsible." "We'll handle it later," Zena mumbled. At the door, Vera smiled faintly. "Before you go," she said, "could you leave at least a little something for groceries? Maybe 10,000? Zena hesitated, then pulled out a bill, clearly uncomfortable. "Next time," Vera added gently, "please prepare at least 20 or 30,000. 50 would be better." She walked them out calmly, still smiling. "And tell the rest of the family," she said, "that if anyone ever wants to help, they can just transfer money. No need to visit." They left quickly. And from that day on, no one ever came asking to stay in her apartment again.